Have you ever realized that every time a new Rocket League season drops, we don't actually get anything new to the game? I mean, think about it. We're guaranteed 4 things each season: the Rocket Pass, tournament rewards, a map, and the season rewards. Which I guess those 4 things are technically new, but they're not. It's just a formula that they follow that never changes. There's never a new game mode that they introduce or a new feature in the game or anything like that at all. And that's honestly why I feel Rocket League has been going downhill as far as the traditional seasons go. Which leads me to the newly released Rocket League Season 12 and why I believe it's trash. First things first, let's talk about the Rocket Pass. As all of you know, there's 70 original tiers starting with the typical sports car that honestly I never see anybody using. And then you grind your life away to get a bunch of wacky and unusable cosmetics that if you're actually trying to get better at the game, you will never use. Thankfully, tier 70 is a thing because this goal explosion has completely saved this Rocket Pass. This goal explosion is easily one of the best ever. However, is it worth spending $10 just to get this one item? I would say no, but you can obviously make that decision. But yeah, as usual, the Rocket Pass is just a bunch of filler nonsense all the way up until tier 70, which I'm not 100% against, but at least give the higher ranked players that have a taste for cleaner cosmetics more than one item to look forward to. Do you guys remember Season 7's Rocket Pass? That was the one where they introduced gold painted items, the Marge Shard decal, the gold glow form wheels. That Rocket Pass is what I wish every single season's Rocket Pass was like. But sadly, more times than not, all the items in the Rocket Pass are just items that I never see anybody use. And if you use them, that's great. If you like them, that's great. But people like me who have a taste for cleaner and sweatier cosmetic items just never benefit at all from the Rocket Pass. And the sad thing is that the Rocket Pass is probably the biggest thing for each season, and whenever there's not very many good items in it, it's just not good. Also, just for fun, I will be giving my rating for each part of this season. As far as the Rocket Pass goes, I'm gonna have to give it a 4 out of 10. There's like a decent banner, there's some okay wheels, there's that one okay goal explosion, and then obviously the tier 70 goal explosion is very cool. But that's about all I find interesting in the Rocket Pass. Next up is the tourney rewards, and I will say this every season because I don't think there is anything about this game that should be more true. The tourney rewards should be the best items from every season, especially if you're winning SSL tourneys. And sadly, they're just not. Imagine running a 2-hour-long SSL tourney, sweating your life away in hopes of winning it. And then you do end up winning it, and then in return, you get 4 painted mole miners. Thankfully, the top reward for the tourneys this season is actually pretty decent. It's not as good as the 0-day goal explosion, but the Twisted Tornado goal explosion is a decent reward. I personally think they should revamp the tourney rewards so that the higher the ranked tourney you win, the higher the prize that you can receive that lower ranks wouldn't have access to. Sure, GCs and above get access to the guaranteed painted items, but it's not that big of a step up. Just because you get a painted item doesn't mean you're gonna get something good. Like I said, you could get 4 painted mole miners after winning an SSL tourney. Whoop-de-doo. Sure, you get the tournament winner tag, which is very nice, but I feel the rewards just need to be better. I just don't really understand why the better rewards would be in the Rocket Pass other than in tournaments where you actually have to be good to get better items. As far as my rating for this season's tourney rewards go, I'll give it a 6 out of 10. There's a decent black market decal and a decent set of wheels, but other than that, they're just not very good. The last point I have to make is the one that I'm most heated about, but first, let's go over one that's not too far from it. Neo Tokyo Hacked is the new map for the season, and I've honestly just never seen them be more lazy with a map release. I mean, seriously, all they did was just turn off half the lights in the stadium and retexture both the floor and the walls. This is twice now that the season map has been a reskinned Neo Tokyo, and both times, they've been worse than the original. And honestly, this has made me realize how bad and how often the reskin maps usually are. Besides the remastered Deadeye Canyon version, almost every reskin has been a failure. Starbase Aftermath, Neo Tokyo twice. So 3. Forbidden Temple, Fire and Ice. Utopia Coliseum Gilded, or whatever that one was called. They're always either straight up awful or way over the top and unplayable and ranked. If this is how their reskin maps are gonna turn out 9 times out of 10, I'd rather just have them make original maps. And I honestly just can't get over how lazy they were with this reskin. I mean, it blows my mind. I gotta give this map a 2 out of 10. Also, fun fact, ever since Rocket League went free to play back in 2020, we have had 4 original maps over what has now been 3.5 years. Just think about that for a second. The last point I have to make in this video is how awful the season rewards are. And I know it technically has nothing to do with season 12 itself, but it's still part of the new season experience. And it sucks loading into the new season all hyped up and then being greeted with half-assed plain rewards. Look, I know a lot of people actually like these rewards, so I won't shit on these specific ones too much, but you can't tell me I'm wrong when I say that more times than not, these rewards are just beyond awful. I mean, just look at these rewards. Imagine putting hundreds of hours into ranked Rocket League each season just to get these. Also, if you couldn't tell, they've steered in the direction of not even upgrading the cosmetic item, but instead just changing the color of it to match the rank. Which is so funny because Silver and SSL are both basically white and always end up looking the same. The season rewards just need to be some of the best items in the game and actually feel rewarding. My rating for Season 11's rewards has got to be a 6 out of 10. They're not terrible, but they're just stale and bland. I'm happy they listened to us and took the rank logo off the item, but the boost itself is just so boring. Look, there's a difference between bland and clean. This is bland. Also, the sounds always ruin the boost. Like, can they just not put an annoying ass sound on the boost for once? Now to relate back to the intro of the video, have you guys come to the realization that we literally have gotten 0 new content that isn't cosmetic related in literal months? Like, I actually can't remember the last time a new game mode came out. I will say the Champions Road event was pretty cool and new, which was nice, but that's about all I can think about over the last year that has truly been interesting. Anyways, I could complain about Rocket League for hours. Let me know your thoughts on Rocket League Season 12 down in the comment section below, but this rant is over. For now.